Let us begin this hour. Today is the first Saturday of this month, June, and instead of the Hindu temple of Lemont, in the request of those temple authority, I'll be giving the class The Fragrance of Vedanta. That is the series that is going on, and now we are studying the Astavakra Samhita. And let us begin with the first chapter, 12 words of the Astavakra. Every time we do that. Atma Shakshi Vibhu Purna Eka Mukta Chid Akriyaha Asango Nispriha Shanto Brahmat Samsaravaniva. This is a unique statement that the Astavakra has given, and that is the real Hinduism or Sanatana Dharma, we can say. The religion lies in this. What is that? That Atman. This is a unique conception, wonderful realization. The self is the witness, Atma Shakshi. It never do anything. All the beings, whatever we are going on doing, the Vedanta says, because of your past karma, because of your samskara, we have already discussed about that in other classes. And this is Vibhu, all pervading. The word Vibhu means all pervading, Purna. And this also Eka, the one. Purna is perfect. One, without any second. It is free, is consciousness, unattached, desireless, and it is quiet, it is peaceful. Only through illusion by mistake we accept that as the samsara, samsaravan iba. The same thing is there within us, but we don't understand that. Why? By mistake. Now we were studying the 15th chapter, and today the 15th chapter we will study. 14th chapter we have completed, the 15th chapter. This is self-knowledge. Now, those who are regularly following this class, you know, there's a great disciple, I should say, the Janaka. Janaka prepared himself for the Vedanta student, and then when he came to know that knowledge of the self can come in a flash, so he wanted to get that knowledge, and luckily he got Astavakra as his guide, as his guru. And then Astavakra is giving him whatever the Vedanta can teach, an ultimate Vedanta. Friends, I will tell you again, I have already told every time I say, this is the Vedanta that Sri Ramakrishna used to teach only a few handful very special disciples. Why? If you are not prepared, you should not try to practice in this way. This is the ultimate, the wonderful path. But are you ready? Am I ready for this? When we will read, we will understand what is this self-knowledge. The Astavakra, he is teaching to the Janaka, who practiced all this. He was completely ready. And then the moment he heard that you are that, immediately the knowledge flashed. That means preparation should be very perfect. Or otherwise, if a guru comes and says, hey, you are that, then naturally the Shishya, the disciple, will be confused and say, what do you mean? This that means you are Atman. The conception of the Atman, it should be completely clear. Now we are going to learn it, know it. In the olden days, they never ever said this to the people because the confusion will be there. Sometimes we receive the letters, sometimes phone calls, that we are hearing this Vedanta from this master, that master. And I was asked by my guru to do the meditation and take the name of God. Shall I give up and to listen this, or shall I mix it up, or what shall I do? The confusion is coming. Therefore, I am always, every time, before starting the Astavakra Samhita, nowadays it is available. There are many teachers, they are teaching this Astavakra. But in olden days, they used to hide it. Even in the rishis, among the rishis, those who were really capable, they used to learn. That's why it was Boner Vedanta, the Vedanta in the forest. It never came to in the marketplace or in the cities for the ordinary people. Why? We will today, when we will read the last verse, we will understand why. Yatha tatha upadeshena kitartha satta buddhiman. The 15th chapter we are beginning, the very first verse it says, even if the spiritual instruction casually given, yatha tatha upadeshena, yatha tatha, casually, upadeshena kitartha satta buddhiman. Mostly the Sri Ramakrishna, the thing that happened, the Sri Ramakrishna was expounding the philosophy of the Vaishnava, and then when he said Jibe Daya, there is a teaching Jibe Daya, Vaishnav Sheva, immediately he went into Samadhi, and after came out, and then he was uttering compassion to the fellow being. Who are you? You cannot show compassion. Sheba, Jibe Sheba. A new word was the coin. Jibe Sheba. Service to the living being. Why? They are all gods. So that conception, so many people heard. Only the young boy Narendranath immediately took it up and said to his friends, oh, wonderful teaching. If I get the opportunity, I will spread this message all over the world. And that he introduced Karma Yoga. This Karma Yoga is in a new way, and there very boldly he said the statements. Through unselfish work, selfless work, one can reach to the same goal where Buddha reached by his knowledge and Christ by his prayer. Again and again I quote this, because through work, Vivekananda introduced this. And that is a part. His guru, he only uttered Daya, na, never, never. Sheva, it must be service. Compassion, no. It must be service. That was the teaching. So many heard. Only one took it up. He realized, he understood. And that is Vivekananda. So here, when the Astavakra is mentioning in the 15th chapter, to Janaka was already realized soul. And Janaka gave so many answers. Those who are following this class, you know. But even then, the Guru wants to be completely conformed. So he is telling, see, anyway, if the instruction has been given, but if the student is perfect, immediately he will get it. Yatha tatha upadeshena kitartha. He'll be successful. Satta buddhiman. Who? Satta buddhiman. A man of pure intellect. He realizes the self. What is the pure intellect again? This purity, and this type of words, we always connect it with bathing in the Ganga holy water, or wearing the fresh clothes, or putting a vermilion mark with this purity, or fasting, or eating only vegetarian food. No, no. That is all practices one can do if you like. Purity means no desire. Free from desire, that is purity. And when the desire remains, when there is I, when there is ego, I, and that remains, I means duality, God is there, I am here, and that when duality, that is spirituality and this is worldliness, and then the question of desire comes. That means that person who is pure is completely free from egoism. No ego. When ego is not there, this world outside, no, it cannot be. So what remains? Consciousness. That is the purity. So here he says, Satta Buddhiman. Satta means that purity, and he can understand. Ajivam api jigyasu parastatra vimuihati. But the one whose mind is not detached from the worldly thoughts will not succeed in reaching the goal, even trying for the whole life. Very clear. So step by step we have to understand whose mind is attached to the worldly things. There are two different type of things. One is gross. I want a house, I want a car, I want the money, I want the... Then comes a little subtle. I want the name, I want the fame. Lokaishana, putraishana, vittaishana. In Sanskrit they say eshana. Eshana means desire. I should be there, I should be there. And so funny. So if you observe, now suppose you now is 60 years, 70 years old, and just turn back and see what happened. When you were 15, 20, that time some people were there who were famous as a cricketer or footballer, or they were very good athletes at that time when you were young. And then there were good singers, there were cinema artists. Where are they now? They become old like you, like me. So growing together, now next generation has come, now the next generation has come. And the same idea, I should be the best, I should be, people should remember only me, me and me. Those heroes at our younger age, they used to think in that way. Now they have been forgotten. The new faces have come. These new faces are also thinking the same way. Isn't it really funny? So if we think in this way, sit quietly in a place and just look at the people, how they are behaving, and you will understand, you will see the children are behaving as when we were children the same way. Young people when we were young. But still going on, and that is called Maya. Everybody is thinking at their own age, that age group, oh, I am doing the best thing, I am the perfect. This is from ego. Ego is Maya, and that is bondage, and that takes you back into the circle of birth and death, misery and little pleasure. So that is the Upadesha, Yatha Tatha Upadeshena. We are hearing, we are listening, we are reading, but why that knowledge is not flashing? Because we are not prepared. Mana eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshaya. It's another, it says, the human mind, that if there is another chance, again we will read that Shankaracharya's book, Viveka Chudamani. There he mentioned that Mano Nama Mahavyagra, a tiger, as if hungry tiger, and that is the mind that is roaming around. Be very careful, don't go over there, all desires. The mind should be always observed. And the Buddhists also, they always stress, a group of Buddhists, they stress on the mind. They always go on watching your mind, and then that way you should do. So this is constantly the discrimination. The two choices are there, world and the God. And if you go to the world, you are welcome. But the thing is, get ready to suffer. Get ready to enjoy, get ready to suffer also. So the present day world, the most powerful person, the covetous position is the President of America, isn't it? But that position also, in that position also, there will be some reporters that are going on reporting against you. And other people, that is nothing, they are reading and that's all. For you what? In the morning if you get up as a President of America and they give you the newspaper, I don't think the whole newspaper, they give the cuttings. But if you can read some of the people they are criticizing, again, the pricking. No shanti, no peace. Why? I want to be remembered by the people. And with this I, we don't think about that. So this book, he is teaching us that you want peace? Well, friend, give up the world. Don't bother about the name, fame, clappings of the people, appreciation of the people. Are you ready? Then this is for you. This teaching is for you. So not only the sannyasis, those who are very, very pure in mind, for them only this practice. Just I am working somewhere and then I heard a lecture and I am impressed. I give up all the meditation, I give up all the japa, and I stop visiting the temple and holy places. Oh, I am Atman, and then I am running for the job. I lose the job, then I search for the job. Is this way? No, it is not possible. So there are stages are there. Not that we have to go, but this is the ultimate condition. That there are some young people, they are learning how to climb on the hills. The mount climbing they are doing on. But that is good, okay. But those who are going up on the top of the Himalayan mountains or the Alps, on the summit, they are well trained. So many years they are practicing. They know what is what. Immediately they know the weather. Same thing in the spiritual life. We have to stage by stage. So why we are reading this? To understand this is the ultimate. But we will go in our own way. Moksha Vishaya Vairasyam Bandho Vishayiko Rasaha Etavat Eva Vijnanam Yatha Ichchasi Tatha Kuru. Yatha Ichchasi, whatever you want, Tatha Kuru. Do that. When the knowledge as you wish, after this knowledge, liberation and this sense object, moksha, the liberation, vishaya, the objects, vairashyam, for the sense objects. Then the bondage, vishayiko, sensual attachment, rasa, sensual attachment. So where is the problem? Again, this world. And this world we are getting attached. And the attachment for some things, some people are really, really good people. But they cannot stop drinking. They go on drinking. They don't fight with others. And they are drinking, spending their own money. But very peculiar. He wants to come out of that. He cannot. Because attachment. In the beginning, he starts drinking the wine. And the time comes, wine start drinking that person. So that is the way we have to understand the Vishaya. I don't need so much. But the people will go, they will go on purchasing so many dresses, everything is packed up with all the dress. When he is going to wear that? 3, 4, sufficient. Okay, 10, why so many? But desire, anything that is, I have seen some people that wardrobes and all, my God, packed with so many things. When they are going to wear it? It is better use 1 or 2 years and then give it to some people. Don't, but they cannot. As because they think, oh, someday I will use it. Oh, that day never comes. And majority of the people in this country, in America, I find that they are in the summertime, they are shorts and only with the t-shirts. Whole summer, 3-4 months, they go on that. When they are going to use that, the costly dresses, that is the thing. Each small thing, if we think in this way, our attachment. And if you like to grow in spirituality, friends, attachment has to be given. You like, enjoy, and then give it up, give it up, give it up. So by understanding this is called the knowledge. As you wish, so you do. Non-attachment to sense objects is liberation. Non-attachment to sense object is liberation. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna also mentioned, I will quote from the original Bengali, Advaita Gyan Achule Bedhe Jatha Ichha Tatha Jao. Achal, in the Indian ladies, they wear the sarees, and a big portion that is always at the back side, that is called achal. But there they will be tying many things, particularly the keys. In olden days they used to do. Maybe in the village still they practice. So this, they used to keep that. So Sri Ramakrishna is quoting from there that knowledge, it keep like that. The lady is very careful, though she has tied that at the end of the shadi, and that is hanging at the back, but she is careful, she knows all my keys are there. Same way one should also feel, have that knowledge of Vedanta. All these things are all temporary. Someday I am going to die. Someday I will be going away from here. Nothing is going to remain. Friends, they will also change. Properties, it won't remain. It won't remain. So what am I going to do? So that is the thing. One of the one gentleman I know, that's because the COVID, and he became very restless. What happened? I do not know when I am going to be contaminated with this deadly disease. I may die. So I want to give away all my money. Whatever I am having, I like to give it away. I don't give all, because majority of the people, they are surviving. Though having the suffering the COVID, but only percentage of death is very less. And I think the God will never give you the death. He will come back, even if it is. It is better to be careful, not to be affected by the disease. And even if it is, don't be afraid. Not all people are dying. Only a little portion, a little percentage of people, they are dying. Suffering is more. And people are very much afraid. And majority of that because of many things. So that gentleman is afraid of death, and then he wants to give up all this money. So attachment to how long? This is also at the end of the, I am going to die, let me distribute all the things that I am having while I am leaving. I will know whom I am giving. I know how he is enjoying. That is also the one thing it says, if you have that knowledge, after realizing the Brahman, the realized one becomes silent, inert, inactive, because he sees only one and not two. That is the third verse. He says like that. Sri Ramakrishna explained this condition as an empty pitcher. Very beautifully the example he gave. So long we are reading this book, we go on explaining and then we go and see how many people have observed, and this live streaming is going on, how many people are watching, and then, oh, his explanation is accepted. So all these things going on. They are only the teachers, that like the professors. They are not practitioners. The spiritual practitioner, when he is telling that thing, he is actually realizing for himself. That is spiritual practitioner. And how he will know whether he has realized or not? He will be calm and composed. This is the job that has been assigned to us as a monk of an organization. We must do it. We must do it. But that much. So that is the thing one should have. And it says in this way, Sri Ramakrishna is telling, and see how the example he is giving, empty pitcher, if you put into the water, it creates sound. Because the air is coming out and the water is going in, that makes the sound. Book, 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 like that sound goes. Then afterwards, when the pitcher is full, no sound. The same way, when one is going on talking and giving this thing, that thing, this guru, that guru, they're all giving the lecture, that means the pitcher is empty. It is all making the sound. But when they are giving the talk for the benefit of others without expecting for how many people are observing and all these things, it is good. Like Swami Vivekananda, like Shankaracharya. So they are the masters. They are fully realized. And when they are talking, when they are giving the teaching, is for the betterment of others, not for appreciation, not for the name and fame. This difference we should understand. So again he is telling, in a feast, people, they talk, chat, laugh, and slowly, when they finish their eating, slowly, slowly they will go away or remain quiet. In some of the parties, if you go, oh, please come, keep your shoe over here, hey, this is that, and people will be exchanging greetings, so I didn't see you for a long time. The whole commotion, children are playing, and the ladies are also talking, then slowly the food will be distributed, and after the food, people one after another, families, they like to leave. Then the quiet comes. There's some of them who has finished their food, they quietly sit, and they'll talk that much. These are the examples. When we are joining this spiritual organization, joining means we are coming to know about it. Then we read. Which book shall I read? Which this, that? Then we are reading, discussing, understanding, and different type of explanations. This I like, this I don't like. It's going on. Then slowly, slowly, the reader, the person who is trying to understand, the realization starts coming. And when the realization starts coming, then he'll be quiet. He'll never speak. So this is the beauty. And what happens ultimately when he has realized? It says in the 3rd verse of the 15th chapter, Bhagmi Pragya Mohodogam Janam Muka Jada Alasam. The Bhagmi, the eloquent person, Pragya, the wise person, Moha Uddogam, the very active person, what they become after the realization? Muka, mute. Bhagmi will say, no, it's a suppo. Enough is enough, this is okay. Muka. And the Pragya become inert, and Uddogi, that is very active, become inactive. So how? Not that they won't work, not that they won't speak. They do that, but not with that the ego-hungry thing. No, that is not there. They do that only for the betterment of others. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he is crying to the Divine Mother Kali, Mother, why you have made my body so frail? I cannot go to the different people. I can't tell them about the God. So that is the thing. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he never wanted anything but used to go to different places, taking all people, singing, dancing, so the people get attracted. Shankaracharya traveled the length and breadth of the whole India. Swami Vivekananda here in America, he signed a contract with as a company, and he used to deliver lecture in every day, so many lectures in different parts of this Chicago and all around places. Are they not realized people? They are. Then what about these birds? Only for those who want to explain that, there are many people nowadays. So they are behaving as if they are the guru, and as because they are having the command over the language, sometimes the English, sometimes other languages, and they explain it very nicely, and then they see whether they are becoming popular or not. They are not realized people, for sure. So that is exactly what they say. Now, tat tyaktva bubukshubhihi karoti tattvabodha ayam tat tyaktva bubukshubhihi. What is the bubukshubhi? Bubukshubhi is those who want the worldly pleasure, worldly gain. So give that. Then we find that the great Astavakra singing the glory of knowledge. Those who are reading this book, so these are the verses one can memorize. They're beautiful. Even if you're not practicing, it's not possible to practice the way Astavakra and Janaka they are practicing, but it is better to understand, and in almost the musical way they are putting it. Natvam deho nate deho bhokta karta nava bhavan chidrupa asi sada sakshi nirapeksha sukham chara. Sukham chara, move around happily. How? You are not the body, and body doesn't belong to you. Everything comes to this body only. So you are not the body, this knowledge. I am not this body, and body doesn't belong to me. I am just using this body for this life, that's all. This body has nothing to do with me. You are not the doer or the enjoyer. I am not doing anything. I am not enjoying anything. So this 15th chapter, 4th verse, it says, Chidruposi sada sakshi. You are the eternal consciousness. Chidrupa, your eternal consciousness. And eternal witness. Sada sakshi. So many things are going on, happening all around. Just be sakshi, the witness. Just observe that, enjoy that, that's all. Nothing is going to be permanent. And therefore, be always happy. Sukham chara, be always happy. This is the ultimate teaching of the Vedanta. Always, every moment, feel that I am the consciousness. And this practice is possible for the monks. Why? Because they don't have the family bondages, responsibilities. They don't have other responsibilities also. So they can practice this. But when a householder, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is telling, don't practice. Because you have other responsibilities. You cannot simply forget that. You have to attain those things. So for them, Sri Ramakrishna suggested, for this age, Bhakti Marga. Maybe after this, we will take up the Naradiya Bhakti Sutra and we will explain the beautiful way. Brother, the ultimate thing is we have to reach to that goal. The goal is the liberation, God realization. It's not that everyone has to study the science or rocket technology and all that. Nah. Those who can, then let them do. But those who, I have to reach to that goal and that path, I will take up. So we will discuss afterwards. But this you can remember, and that gives the beauty. I am not this body. Body has nothing to do with me. I don't belong to this body. So whether ugly or beautiful, don't be disturbed by that. It doesn't matter at all. Natvam deho nate deho bhokta karta nava bhavan. You are not the doer or the enjoyer. Chidrupa asi sada sakshi nirapeksha sukham chara. Then the next verse it says, Ragadesho manadharmo na manate kadachana nirvikalpo asi bodha atma nirvikara sukham chara. Raga desho manodharma. Now see how I am detaching myself from my mind. Raga, attachment, desha, aversion. I don't want these things, it belongs to mind. I want those things, it belongs to mind, not to me. Look at it. So I am completely separating myself from the mind, my mind. And that is Vedanta. Friends, many of you, those who have taken the initiation, you know that your Guru has taught you that you should meditate in such a way that your Ishta Devata, your chosen God or Goddess, inside you, and you are observing that the deity from outside your body, isn't it? That means what? You have to give up the body consciousness. In meditation also, you have to give up the body consciousness. In devotion, you have to give up the body consciousness. The problem comes from this body, and we become so attached to this body, which is completely temporary, constantly changing, isn't it? So this way it says, the Ragadesha, this body has not only the limbs like the hands and legs, it has the mind also. And as the hand and the legs and the eyes and the ears, they have their own, the different type of duties. There is a mind which is controlling power. It is also having that. And detached from that, I am consciousness. It is the mind who is having the raga desho. Nirvikalpo asi bodha atma nirvikara sukham chara. He says, you are free from conflict. You are intelligent itself. You are changeless. Therefore, be happy. Always be happy. So this is called self-knowledge. This full chapter is a self-knowledge. Sarva bhuteshu cha atmanam sarva bhutani cha atmani vigyaya nirahamkaro nirmamatvam sukhi bhava. Sukhi bhava, sukhi bhava, sukhi bhava. In every sloka it says, Sarva bhuteshu cha atmanam. Another way. First he told, whatever your mind is doing, let the mind do. I don't belong to the mind. And I don't belong to this body, the body and mind. No, I am not. Then in a positive way it says, okay, I am this body, I am this mind, and what is happening, I am not connected with this. Sarva bhuteshu cha atmanam. Because the consciousness is present into all those beings. That body, that mind, that particular figure, the name and form is nothing but the manifestation of that self. The devotee will look at this different way. My God, my beloved has become all this. And the Vedanti will say the consciousness has become all this. Realizing the self in all as the essence of all. Self in all as the essence. If that self is not present, he is dead. And all in the self, without that consciousness, nothing remains. Be free from egoism, absence of mind, and be happy. So when we know about it, so no question of ego. I am not doing anything. Vishwam spurati yatra idam taranga iva sagare tvattameva na sandeha chinmute bijaro bhava. And in the 15, chapter 7 verse it says, is giving an example. You are that supreme being in which the universe is manifesting. Can you imagine? And this is Sanatana Dharma. And this Dharma teaches, and that's why Swami Vivekananda became very angry. And he said, it is a sin to call a man sinner. Somehow in the Christian conception it has come that is the ultimate sin and the original sin. That conception is there, and they always we people that think that we are sinner because the original sin it is coming down. Swamiji denied it, and Swamiji rebuked, scolded them, and he said, no, you are not sinner. Amritasya putraha, children of the immortal bliss. Whereupon he said, this realization, we are the consciousness, we are the Atman, and there is nothing else. And then Swamiji is telling, it is a sin to call a man so. Don't call someone a sinner. It is a sin, if there is sin. Vishyam spurati yatra idam taranga iva sagare. Like the waves on the ocean. Waves in the ocean, they are waves only. Waves made of what? Water. Where? On water. This is made of water, ocean water, and then it is coming up and going down. That is also based on the water. Similarly, all this universe is based on you. It is coming, developing, breaking, all these things happening on you. Then on the 8th verse, Astavakra is telling, as because you have not realized it, suppose, have the confidence on the words of these great gurus. Sraddhasya tata sraddhyasya natra moham kurusya bho jnana sarupa bhagavan atma tam prakrite paraha. You are knowledge itself. You are the Lord. You are the self. You are beyond nature. Nature means Prakriti. The Prakriti is a combination of Sattva, Raja, Tama. You are beyond these three gunas. So have faith, have faith, have faith. Sraddhasya, sraddhasya. Have faith, my son. Tata means son. Affectionately addressing. Affectionate when they say because the love. The Guru, he has a tremendous love for his spiritual children, his disciples. Why? Because they are also trying to go to realize God. They are trying to understand the truth, the ultimate. So the Guru is very happy. Sometimes they say Guru Seva, physical Seva, okay, that is also good, but the Guru is happy when the students are practicing, disciples are practicing, listening to the words and then practicing that, and their characters are changing, they are becoming more holy, pure. Guru is happy. So that's why they are calling them, addressing them Tata, my child. Sraddhasya, have faith, my son. Don't be confused, don't have doubt. And then it goes on. I will go to 13th verse. Ekasmin abbaye shante chid akashe amaletai kuta janma kuta karma kuta ahamkara evacha. One immutable, eka asmin, only one, not two. Abbaye, immutable. Shanti, calm. Chidakashe, knowledge that is all pervading. Amale, that is pure. Toi, you are that. And kuta janma, kuta karma, kuta ahamkara, where from the birth, the question of birth comes. The karma, the action, and ahamkara. The birth means it was not there. Now it has come into existence. That's called birth. You were Abhaya, eternal, always there. No question of birth and death. Mostly the people will be talking about for the Vedanta, this is the difficulty. When the people, they come to us and ask, Can you please, now University of Chicago, they wanted the message. I have sent them some of the Vedantic ideas of the self. It is eternal. Death is nothing but the beginning of something else. There cannot be completely stopping anywhere. So obviously the birth, you are Abhaya and you are eternal. It's never that you were not before, it is not that you won't be in the future. So where is the question of Janma, the birth, the death? Nothing like that. Action, activities, it generates from desire. All actions from the desire. And obviously, if you are not having the desire in your mind, then where from the action will come? They say that if you don't have the desire, so naturally you don't want anything. You don't bother king or the gold or anything. The sadhu was meditating under the tree on the bank of a river. And a king was going for hunting. He saw the sadhu. The kings, they are like that. He came down and came to the sadhu and told, "Oh, you are alone sitting over here. You need some wealth for your upkeeping." Okay. And he took out 2 golden bangles and kept it near to the monk and said, "This is very costly. Keep it safe and you will get a lot of money." The monk noticed that and then closed his eyes and meditating. At a time of returning back in the evening, the king saw only 1 bangle is lying and another bangle is missing. And he thought, immediately he has sold it, or what happened? He went down and told the king, told that monk, "I gave you 2 in the morning. Now I see the 1. Where is the other one?" He took out that left one and threw into the water and said, "The first one fell over there." Look at it. So these are the people, they are real student of Astavakra Samhita. Never care, never bother about anything. And when we are very cautious about our cell phone, practicing Astavakra, okay, one can try, no problem. So activities, it generates from the desire, and that is called you are Shanta, you don't have any desire. How it is? Egoism, I sense, it comes from you sense. That means the duality, I comes from you. Otherwise there is no duality, that is based on ignorance. And you are Eka, you are Ekasmin, and you are pure. Amaletoi. The concept of impurity comes from the worldly desires. Since the Brahmavid, the self-realized soul, do not find world separately, to that person everything is conscious. There cannot be impurity. Chid Akashe. Astavakra has clarified this concept in the verses 14, 15, 16 and 17. I will just touch those and go. He has given example like the gold and the jewelries made out of gold. That is in the 14th verse. Kim Pithak Bhasate Swarnat Kataka Angada Nupuram. There are different types of jewelries, but made of gold only. Sometimes the ladies, they will be wearing on the hand or on the ear or some different parts of the body, they will be wearing those things, and different names. They are all made of gold. So you cannot separate it like that. When you look at one, it is only gold, and then it is a cow, it is a human being, it is a bird, it's okay. So that way if you can see, then you see only one. One consciousness has become so many. Don't ever think that I am this and I am not that. Astavakra is telling in the 15th verse, 15 chapter 15 verse, he is telling, don't ever think that I am this and I am not that. Both are the same. Shankaracharya. There's a famous story. Shankaracharya, he, after bathing in the Ganges, he was coming out, and it happened in the Kashi, and the person, he was a Chandala. They burn the dead bodies, and in the society, they say that they belong to the lowest caste. And he was coming with his dogs. Shankara is a Advaita Vedantin. He saw, and immediately he felt, oh, I just bathed, and now this man and this dog, if they touch me, I will become impure. He said, hey, Chandala, go away. Take out all your dogs. I like to go. Then the Chandala asked him, sir, what is going to be impure? Your body is already impure. Inside, all filth are there. And I am also having the same. These dogs are also having the same. So which is impure? Body, all are impure. And you are talking about the soul, it is always pure. My soul, your soul, and the soul that is in thine. So why you are thinking that you will become impure? Then the Shankara, the great Shankara, he understood he is not an ordinary person. He started chanting the hymns about the Shiva, and that person, he took the form of the Shiva and told, don't make any mistake. How the Vedanta learning coming, realization. This realization, don't think, ayam sa aham, ayam aham na. In Sanskrit they say, ayam sa aham. This one is me, and that I am not. Don't think in that way. Each and everything. About Swami Vivekananda, the sister Nivedita wrote, to him there was no sacred or secular. And Sri Ramakrishna's conception, this is Vijnani. One who goes beyond this is called Vijnani. To emphasize the concept of the only one and not two, ekam eva advitiyam nasti, the Guru said, that is the 17th verse, Bhranti matram idam vishyam na kinchit iti nishchayi. Bhranti matram. That's why I was telling friend, one should be very careful when we are reading the Astavakra Samhita, the highest knowledge. Don't try to bring it down and then say, I am working in the office at the same time practicing Astavakra Samhita teaching. No, that cannot be. Pranti matram idam. That conception, when it comes, this world is nowhere. This universe is an illusion, nothing but illusion. One who has this firm conviction cannot have any desire and remain in eternal peace. No desire at all. So who can practice it? So sometimes what happens, there's some of the practices which is meant for some special type of people, when that comes in general, so that creates the problem in the society. There's sometimes ahimsa, I am not going to hurt anyone. So that person who has realized that and wants to practice that, he will go and sit under the fruit-laden tree and wait for the ripe fruit to fall. Then only he will pick it up and eat. He will not even pluck it, thinking that if I am going to pluck, then I am hurting the tree. That's called ahimsa. Whether the whole society can practice it? If you impose this idea on the society, society will naturally become not only weak, but they will try to adjust. And that's why in the name of religion, all these superstitions have come, and hypocrisy is random. Hypocrisy in the name of religion is so much so, even the person who is practicing, self-hypnotized, he thinks I am doing the right thing, but actually it is a hypocrisy. So one must understand it very clearly. This is the truth, but right this moment I cannot do that. I will practice in different way. Ma Sharadamani Devi, she also said, very simple. See, this is the practicing Vedanta. Why again and again I quote from the Sri Ramakrishna, Vivekananda, Mahasarada? Because they are the example of the Advaita Vedanta, real Vedanta, but in practice. And so easy. How? Ma is telling, if you want peace, my child, don't find fault with others. This world is your own. Look at it. What that bhantri matram idam visham nakim chit iti nishchayi. This world is completely illusory, but here the mother is telling it is your own. In the 18th verse it says, Eka eva bhava ambodhi asit asti bhavishyati nate baddha asti mokshava krita krita sukham chara. The 18th verse it says, only one, and that is you, was, is, will be in this ocean of the world. Okay, beautifully, you are that one who was in the past and in the present and in the future. Once we realize that, sukham chara, the happiness that comes, there is no fear because I am only one. There is no fear because I am eternal. I am not going to die, I am not going to lose. The sukha, it remains so happily. And all this Bisham that I see just like we see the movies. So many things are happening. At that moment, I am reacting according to the movie, the scenes that is changing. But I am not attached to that. Whatever is happening, that much. The same way, I know this world is illusory. All these things that are happening all around is all temporary, is going to change. I am not affected. Sometimes I see and then I say, oh, it is sorry that it should not be. Oh, it is wonderful that I enjoyed it. It goes on as a movie reaction. But I am not attached to this. Again and again we have to keep this in mind. You have neither bondage nor liberation. Then Astavakra concludes the 15th chapter by saying, you need not to meditate, contemplate, because you are the Atman. So what is the practice? The practice of meditation also comes in duality. I am meditating on Atman. Contemplation is also duality. I am contemplating on the self. Is it not dual? So the 20th verse of this 15th chapter, and it says completely, Tajaiva dhyanam sarvatra ma kinchid hridi dharaya atmatvam mukta evasi kim brimishya karishyasi. What thinking you will do? Bimishra means the thought. Karishyasi, you will do. Kim, what? What type of thought you are going to think? Because you don't have the mind to think. And you don't have anything to think, no object to think. Friends, this is called the ultimate, the Vedanta of the Astavakra. So this is ultimate and this is the truth and this is our goal, the ultimate goal, where here we have to reach. But don't make mistake in the right now. Oh, I will practice this. If you are capable, if you don't have the desire, if you don't have the responsibility in this world, and if you can dedicate all your time to practice it, very good. God bless. But if you are not, don't mix up the things. That is exactly what I like to say. So this is the Eka eva bhava ambodhi asid asti bhavishyati. Because I am alone and I will be in the future and I was in the past. I don't like to meditate because there is no object that I can meditate. How it is possible? In the previous verses also the same conception came. How I can meditate? To meditate I need an object. And even without the object, when I meditate, also I am meditating. If that conception is there, then also you are a dualist, because I, the ego, is there. And that is, the contemplation is also not necessary. And that is, the 15th chapter conclude with this, the ultimate Vedanta. Thank you. Let us say Shanti, Shanti, Shanti 3 times, and the next month again we will study another chapter. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Harihi Om.